Yay. Something to think about. Since Adam and Eve, first Adam, was created, understand, Adam was not aware of anything pertaining to sin or what sin was. That means Adam was not sinful by a way of knowing what sin is, because Adam was pretty much created perfect. Not perfect as in he can't make mistake, but what I mean as far as being pure. Understand, what was it then that made Adam and Eve godlike? Since in a roundabout way, the devil pretty much said that if you eat from this fruit, you shall be like God. That you pretty much shall not die, but shall be like God. So, if Adam and Eve bit something from that fruit, and that fruit, after biting that fruit, made them godlike or be like God, what was it that Adam and Eve bit into? The consciousness, the knowledge of evil. You see? So understand that the polarities of just good don't make you God, but to have acknowledgement of black and white, or white and black, is to make you conscious. That will make you God-like. You understand? Because even the high, almighty, supreme being is fallible and infallible. Because for God to say, the word that y'all like using, for the Most High to say, I made a mistake by flooding the world, read the Bible. And I'm sorry to leave a seal to show that I never do it again. I'm gonna make this rainbow as a covenant, a seal that I would never flood the earth again out of anger. So what did that say about you? If a divine being can be angry, punish, and kill, that which makes us a divine netter is to have the ability, to have the choice to decide, to decipher what's right and wrong, which make you Ilah, which make you netter, would make you a Nagah, would make you a supreme being, will make you God. So you see a lot of people understand the conscious movement by understanding and comprehending the polarities of both worlds, of the world of that which is good and that which is evil, and that's a made-up construct. I say it just is, you see, because good and evil was constructed by a society, an institution of religion. This is why I do not follow no religion. I want to be clear on that. I decide on what's right for me, what's good and what applies for me, being in the term of what is right or what is just within myself that I use. You see, I am spiritual, but I am much more than to be placed in a category. You understand that it says that you was created in their image and their likeness. So once you understand that you was created in the image and likeness of the Most High, that means you are liking a netter. And once you understand that, you can really grow and evolve without thinking. You have to follow a precept, concept, and ideology. Okay? Like I told you once before, we not animals. We don't sleep and piss. We don't drop our food or eat our food off the ground next to boo-boo and pee-pee. Forget my terms. But understand, we don't do that. Because we know we have to clean our hands. And we know that germs and viruses and diseases can be anywhere and everywhere. I'm gonna tell you something, man, that I was watching. I was watching a movie called Arthur and Merlin. Man, you have to watch the movie Arthur and Merlin. Man, it was lit. You dig what I'm saying? And it's an older movie, but understand, certain tales has hidden meanings in it. Stories have hidden meanings in it. And a lot of these tales and these folklores is also prophetic. You understand? That Merlin, I'm gonna give a little bit of it, but Merlin and Arthur came together, but they were kids at first. And pretty much Merlin was not even a page, if you will. He was a nobody. He was someone that held the flag. You know what I mean? And he was told to kill Arthur. Merlin said, bite me real hard. Huh? Bite me real hard. He bit him, and Merlin let the sword go, and Arthur ran. Long story short, short story long. So because of the turnaround, and they was getting on Merlin's ass, something told Merlin to go into a cave. Merlin went into that cave. As you watch the movie, you will understand the importance and power of the cave. This is a giveaway. If you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this part. Stop it, watch it, and come back to it. But Merlin was about 16, 17, and Arthur 16, 17. When Merlin went into that cave, Merlin was about 16, 17. When something happened, I want to give a lot of it away, where Arthur was told by a magical sword that only the future king can hold, that gave him power and ability to see where he needed to go, and he was led to Merlin, and ultimately he was in the cave. What's powerful about this is that when Arthur came in the cave, Merlin confronted him, hemmed him up, and started reciting certain words, and everywhere in the cave it was blue, Latin, or whatever letters it was around the cave. It was a magical cave. And pretty much Arthur was trying to convince Merlin to come with him. Man, it's time to fight, man. We need your help. Merlin was like, man, you gotta watch it. Merlin was like, until I've learned everything that the cave is teaching me. This is a magical cave, and this cave is teaching me to be magical. Until I've learned everything that I needed to learn from this cave, I am not ready yet. You see, what's powerful about it is that the cave is where Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was in. The cave is where Leonardo da Vinci was in. The cave is where a lot of people who was incarcerated in confined in the mind, confined in the mind, to get fined inside oneself, to be enlightened, to be like gold on the fire, to be purified, to awaken in oneself, like the blue letters that was in the cave that illuminated, that was teaching Merlin, that taught Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who went in the cave of Hiram. Not only that, but also you have to understand that also Jesus was said to awaken Elijah, who was in the cave. Elijah was in the cave that risen. All of these symbols and these signs and these metaphors is alluding to who you are, what we are. Man, I'm gonna tell you something powerful about Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci painting started just being bland, but when Leonardo da Vinci watched the breakdowns of me break it down, the Leonardo da Vinci, the round table, the other things about his paintings, that Leonardo da Vinci started to draw paintings of big head, elongated men, beings that nobody have ever grafted or drew of, which means Leonardo da Vinci was drawing pictures of these forces and these beings that was teaching him. You see, you're going to understand, and I'm going to show you that Leonardo da Vinci has a painting with what appeared to be likened to the Christ child, the Virgin and the child. But what's so magical and powerful within this painting, you're going to notice in the picture of the Mary, which represent the Virgo, the child, the Virgin, and the child, you're going to notice that in what's supposed to be the blackness is sparkling stars, like stars of the constellation, not necessarily the constellation, but stars of the orbit is in the painting on the right hand side. But then on the left hand side, it doesn't depict the stars. That's where Mary and the child is. But what's so powerful about this painting, that you will see Leonardo da Vinci not make no mistake in creating a hairline, which represents a horn. But what Leonardo da Vinci placed in plain sight, on the top left hand side, you're going to see silhouette in the sky is a pharaonic man or woman. Thick nose, thick lips, pharaoh-like headwear, okay? Then up under it, you're going to see a spaceship, a cloud. Remember how they show certain spacecraft, UFOs, change into a cloud? But he shows that right above it is that silhouette picture, right? But then down, as you go down, in the picture of the baby, what's even more powerful, you're going to see on the side of the detailed picture, you're going to see what's likened to a orb-like glow, a glow that's extending outside of the picture, right? And as you go through down the painting, you're going to notice.
Now in this text, Daniel 7:13, it speaks about one riding the clouds. In Daniel 7:1-3, the lone exception, it says, I saw in the night visions, and behold, with the clouds of heaven there came one like a son of man, and he came to the Ancient of Days, and was presented before him, and to him was given dominion and glory, and the kingdom that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom one that shall not be destroyed. Now I find this interesting that you will see in Michelangelo da Vinci painting that there is one above the clouds and kind of being levitated by the clouds. And that key word that he's using that caught my attention, the Ancient of Days. And that's definitely, infinitely has to be the ancient one.
That the child eye is connected to the blue and the red, but also how the gold curve over to form like into a horn, but also the royal colors that connects to his mother. But if you look real closely, as you will see that the baby is turned and contorted for a reason, because you're going to notice that the right hand foot, or the left foot of the baby has 6 toes. The right one has 5. The left one has 6 toes, and next to that toe you're going to see what appears to be like in a reptile or a serpent like being that's watching, right? You're going to see a serpent like being that's in green that's watching. Then you're going to notice that the head of the mother, on the right hand side of the mother, you're going to see likened to a reptile, because the right hand side of the head is reptile like. Then the other part shows to be like of a pattern of a scarf. Man, it's not a mistake. But even more so was more so powerful to me that in the area was supposed to be, remember, it shows the right hand of the baby suckling was supposed to be the breast of the mother. But you gotta understand, in those times they didn't have no slit like that. That slit is slit like this. That is slit like it to a vajayjay. You see, a woman that has her breast out is going to be circled. It's not going to be like it to a diamond shape, like it to the vajayjay shape. You see, all of this is code. Because right below, by the mid area, you're going to notice inside that area where it's supposed to be the solar plex, you're going to notice what looking to be, in my mind's eye, you will see that looks to be a demon-like, horn-like being. Or the picture what they will show of a devil was just to identify with the left path, because that's where the thumb's supposed to be, right? But it's showing that's supposed to be the head of a demon, but when in actuality, you're going to notice it's the mouth of the vajayjay, the mouth of a vagina, with the left-hand path, the thumb. And you're going to notice how the thumb kind of appears to be a phallus, but represents of the left-hand path, what represents the entering into the woman, what represents the magic of the child is able to have and enter into these
7 episodes. This is a lecture that you guys can check out. Also information pertaining to the historical story of the Jesus. In this lecture presentation by William Henry, you will see arguably the greatest collection of early Christian art ever assembled that documents and reveals the lost secrets of the wine and ring of Jesus. The show details Jesus performed all of his miracles with a magic rod or wine that produced a ring or vibration that altered this reality. This is what the early Christians' records show, and it symbolizes a sacred science that has been covered up by the church. In this lecture presentation by William Henry, you will see arguably the greatest collection of early Christians' art ever assembled that documents and reveals the lost secrets of the wine and ring of Jesus. This is not a religious presentation, so let's go down. We see episode 1 that says the wine and the ring. 30 minutes, Jesus and the rod and the ring. William Henry introduces the concept of Osiris as a device linking earth and heaven and explaining how certain humans once worked for the gods. I don't believe that. I believe a lot of us have abilities just unexplained, a divine bloodline that we can do many things.
Sex magic. That he didn't make no mistake by that, because the forces told him about a future child that will come will have these abilities. You can't make that up. You will notice also that the same thing that's in the painting that was in the Jesus painting, or was it the John the Baptist painting? But I'm gonna place that picture on there. The same white silhouette of the eye is the same thing that's in that baby.
As we look at this picture with the baby on it, we can see if we turn the picture upside down, you would notice that the baby right eye resembles a spaceship when you turn it upside down, and the eye even look very unhuman. Okay, but even more so, that caught my attention. You know, people who study Leonardo da Vinci is aware that he liked to leave numbers and codes in all his messages. You'll notice right in front of you there is a 1 and a V, which is a Roman numeral. But could the V also identify with Virgo? But however, we see that 1 and V in Roman numeral means what? It means 4. And we'll notice that is that a 7 that's illuminated 7 in the eye, which says 74. What's your thoughts?
Eye, that silhouette, like it to a white pyramidal formation within the eye.
What's going on, y'all? So that ancient ones brought something to my attention. You'll find that there's the same similarities that's in the John the Baptist painting that's also in this painting with Mary and the Virgin and this child. When we place something to cover up the eyeball, you will notice that the white part as same as it was in the John the Baptist. You will notice that it's the John the Baptist or the Jesus. I want to say that's John the Baptist. We're going to go back to it. The same eye that's white is also illuminated or possessed light. Placing the same eye as in that John the Baptist painting. Yes, this is John the Baptist painting that Ancient One said. You will notice that there's a left eye on the outside of the actual eye. Look on the corner there. You'll notice it's a eyeball there. You'll see it in my pictures. When we connect the John the Baptist eye to the baby eye, you will see the same similarities. The illuminated pyramidal formation, as well as the possession of the dominant white part of the eye is shown. Let's go there. Let me show you. So, when we go here, you will notice revealing this part. You can see that the eye of the baby is dominantly possessed by the white part. That same similarity you will also find in the breakdown of me breaking that down in our mythology. Go back to those videos, you'll see it. But covering that up or removing that out the way, and we go to the eye that's in the John the Baptist and placing it over the baby's eye, you will find this. You'll find that same, look, I can make this up. So let's go like this here so you can see exactly what I see. Alright, let's go like this here and bring it down something like this. And you will see. Let's move this out the way. Alright, now bringing this over. Look at that. Look at that. You see that eye that's also on the corner of it? Let's make this eye clear, which is the John the Baptist eye. Right? Let's do this. Make that clear. You will see that that same corner eye is also being shown in the baby, on the baby. For those who can't see it, let me help you to see it a little more. Let me, let's go like this here. Get some little bitty hands here so you can see it, so I can walk you through it. All right? Okay, so right here, you'll see, you'll notice right there that on the corner is an eye right there. And also on the corner, we'll notice that there's an eye right there. You see? Eye here and eye there. Corner eyes. Eyes within itself. So the ancient ones told me to place that eye exactly like the other eye. And look what we have. When we match, let's match it up. Let's match that little eye that's on the corner with that eye. And this is what we get. Look at that. Look, perfect match. Perfect match. You have to understand that Leonardo da Vinci is a high-level Mason. So pretty much he's educated on all of the tricks and the trades to encode messages away from a dominated Christian society, being that he was already informed by them, the elongated headed beings from different planets, is what I'm referring to, who told him about this child who in the future would come, and that this child has an importance. You see, remember, it says that whether you know it or not, John the Baptist is Elijah who is to come. So the two also represent one. And Jesus also stated in the book, the Bible, that the kingdom of heaven suffered unto John, that there's none greater in heaven other than John. You mean to tell me that Jesus even put himself down? So just to show you the importance of how powerful what this message is. Now, what does this mean? That the pyramid is also in John the Baptist's eye. They're parallel with this baby eye to identify that the energy of this child is a ancient energy, the two being one.
You'll notice that the mother don't have a right eye, but the mother has like it to a dark area of the eye, you know, likened to the picture of is that Mona Lisa, Jesus? I gotta go back, but I'm gonna place that right there so you'll see the same symbol, the same sign that you see that's in that painting. You'll see that's also in that boy's eye. You see, this painting is powerful because what he shredded is the same colors that is in, now mind you, this picture is in the book of Michelangelo Da Vinci, his book, his sketchbook. We have all these paintings and I got all of them. And the ancient ones wanted, because they were showing me these signs of the spacecraft that's watching over this child. This pharaoh head that's in the sky to identify with the baby, to identify with the connection that the suckling and holding what appeared to be the breast of the milk is also a connection to how that the mother is not really a human mother. You see? So stay tuned for more. The ancient want me to break these signs down for you. You know what I'm saying? And be sure that you tapping into your inner self. You're doing your internal work and you're getting outside your cave, but also going inside your cave. Because this is how you receive your information. The first two letters in cave is CA. C is 3, A is 1. You see? And you understand that the cave is where one see. The cave is where one see. You have to see within yourself. You have to understand a lot more what's going on inside you by seeing. C and A. A and C is 1. A is 1. And remember, C is 3. So even in the cave is 13. Because 13 represents a new beginning. 1.